Good morning, how are you today? In this video we are going to be swatching the Jaxon Acryl 24 color set, and this is the Finest Artist Watercolor range, and it comes in a lovely box. I always like boxes. The set itself comes in a metallic tin like this with the logo, and it is 24 colors. I've already unwrapped them so that you can see straight away what colors they are. The pans are nice shape, they're pretty solid, and it's 24 colors, so let's see how they swatch. The colors in this set are titanium white, PW6, lemon yellow, PY3, permanent yellow, PY14, orange, PO13 and PY14, vermilion, PO13, permanent red, PR112 and PR170, permanent rose, PR57:1, carmine, PR170, permanent violet, PV23, cyan, PB15:3, ultramarine blue, PB29 and PB27, Prussian blue, PB27, malachite green, that's PG7, PB15:3 and PY14. Viridian, PG7, yellow green, PY14 and PG7, olive green, PB27, PY14 and PB15:3. Naples Yellow, PY6 and PY42. Yellow Ochre, PY42 and PY14. Olive Brown, PR101, PB27 and PY14. Burnt Sienna, PR101. Light Red, PR101, PY14 and PR48:4. Van Dyke Brown, PR101, PY14 and PBK9. Indigo, PB27, PBK9 and PR101. And finally, Ivory Black, PBK9. That's all the colors painted, 24 colors. And my first impression with this set is that the paint is very easy to re-wet. I was quite surprised at how easy it was to re-wet, as I tend to find colors that come in half pans quite hard to get a really good strength of color. But here it was really easy, and I only needed to stroke the pan a few times to get some really decent colors. The paints also go down very nicely, very smoothly on Arch cold press paper. It was really easy to do the swatches. The colors are nice and bright and intense. However, I have to say, looking at this, for a 24 color set, there are some colors that are really similar, where they could have made a bigger difference by just choosing some different colors, such as the vermilion and the orange. Admittedly, at the full strength, look pretty similar, and if they'd gone for something like a yellow orange rather than an orange and vermilion, then this would have been a more versatile palette. And the same with the permanent red and the permanent rose. I have seen sets that chooses a bigger difference between these two colors. However, my biggest problem is with the cyan, the ultramarine blue and the Prussian blue. They kind of all look quite similar. In a 24 color set, what you want are well thought out distinct colors, so that you can have the biggest variance in color as much as possible. Now here you have cyan, which is a phthalo blue green shade or yellow shade. Ultramarine blue, which for some reason they've gone for a mix of the ultramarine blue pigment with a Prussian blue pigment. And I'm not quite sure why they've done that, because if you have a good quality ultramarine blue, you do not need to mix it with any other color. You would get a nice strong color that is a warm blue, and by mixing it with a color that you already have on your palette, you're just making the two colors a lot closer to each other than it needs to. So you do have a strong cool blue, however you don't really get a nice warm blue. And if you're confused about which is warm and which is cool blue, because I get that mixed up all the time, I do have a video for that, which I will link up here. Now you do get an indigo, which is a warm blue. However, it's a muted blue. and you can't unmute a muted color. So what you really want is a nice, clean, intense ultramarine blue here, so that you have a nice, clean, warm blue. So for that, I would mark this set down. Another point of marking down is, of course, the white and the ivory black. Now, one of the things I had a question about when I first opened this set was why they have so many neutral colors. I mean, they're fine to have the ochres and the browns, but they didn't look good. And the reason why I painted these strips of color next to each color in this page is because when I painted the mass tones, they really looked bad. Like the olive brown was not attractive at all, and the burnt sienna is this really weird opaque reddish color, and I just wasn't understanding their color selection. But once I painted them in the lighter, more watered down shades, I'm like, oh, okay, they're not so bad. Olive green has a much more luminescent quality watered down than they do when painted at its full strength. Burnt sienna, although I wouldn't call the mass tone burnt sienna, it's a weird color for burnt sienna, but it is a nice pale color when you water it down. Now, light red, I would say, is closer to burnt sienna than at least this burnt sienna. So at least you have a decent representation of burnt sienna somewhere in the palette. Then you have Van Dyke Brown. Now, I got a little bit confused with this Van Dyke Brown because this definitely has like a purpley tinge to it, which I've not seen in Van Dyke Browns before. So as much as this set includes 2, 4, 6 neutral colors, I don't think they're a good selection. The Naples yellow is fine, the yellow ochre is fine, the light red is fine, but the Van Dyke Brown is not what you expect. The burnt sienna is a really weird opaque color, and the olive brown, it's okay, but then you could easily make this from this color. So it's not a strategically designed palette, in my opinion. For me, if you are going to have 6 colors, you can get a much better selection of the neutral colors than this, and also choose better pigments for them and represent the color better. However, I do like the fact that they included indigo, which they kind of needed to include the indigo because they had no warm blue anywhere in the palette, so they did have to include the indigo. And so I don't know, I'm just really confused by some of the selection of colors. Because this is the first time of me using Jaxons, I don't know if the brand as a whole has really weird color choices, or if they just happened to have a bad day when they were choosing this particular set. If you do have experience with this Jaxon watercolor and other colors that the brand may have, then do let me know in the comments down below about how you feel about their color selections and how close they are in terms of the color name and what the color actually looks like. The set was quite affordable. I think I paid about £30 for 24 colors, and for professional quality watercolor, which these are really good quality watercolor, easy to rewear, strong colors, nice and even washes, all great. It's a good deal. However, I wouldn't recommend this as a starter set because there are some really weird color happening here that would really confuse a beginner when they go on to use other brands later on in their career path. So what did you think of this set? I will leave links down below to where I bought this set. However, don't personally recommend going for this set. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!